I am so excited to share with you guys today's video on how to be a travel influencer in 2024, and particularly because I get to go back to my roots. Now, many of you know, but I started off on the brand side, and I had a lot of hotel clients and tourism board clients that I would consult for, put their influencer marketing campaigns together for, pay creators, pay press trips together, right? So I really have this travel background. So I'm excited about today's video because it allows me to kind of share with you that brand perspective when you're making your choices and how to build out your travel influencing career. Now, the first thing I tell everyone in travel, because a lot of the creators that I know want to work in travel, they're like, I want to be a travel influencer. But the place I always say we need to start is, okay, what type of travel? Travel is so broad, right? Are you looking to be in couples travel or adventure travel or family travel or solo travel or sustainability in travel? Or you guys get what I'm saying, right? There's so many sub niches within the travel space. So I think it's really important to kind of think and reflect, what type of travel do you want to talk about? And maybe you don't want to talk about a type of travel, but you want to talk more about like a theme. So for example, I have a creator who loves to focus on safety while traveling. I have another creator who talks about allergies while traveling. I have another creator who was recently talking about fitness while traveling. So there are ways, guys, to start thinking about, maybe what's the value that you want to bring to the table? What's the value add? Because this is going to make it really helpful when you start pitching to brands that you have this clear insight into the type of travel influencer you want to be. And then when you figure that out, it's helpful to kind of put that mission statement into your bio. So I'll say bio for Instagram, maybe it's TikTok, or maybe it's on your website, or even in your YouTube little description, but let brands know, because brands are gonna go look on your account and they're gonna see your bio. So if you have that term, adventure travel, or helping you do XYZ, this not only lets your audience know the type of content you're gonna be producing, but it also lets brands know like, oh, well, we want that too. So this makes sense. This is a good fit for us. Now, I think the biggest myth in being a travel influencer is that you have to travel all the time. I hear this all the time, like, oh my God, I don't travel enough, but I want to be in the travel space. I'm like, wait a second here. Do you guys think that the editor of the magazines are traveling to every single hotel in their top 50 hotel list? That isn't always the case, right? So I always tell creators, think of yourself as an editor. Like, pretend your social media platform, whether you're going to be on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, whatever you want to do, even a blog, think of yourself as an editor, right? You're in a research headspace, less than someone that needs to go and experience every single thing for yourself. So that's the first myth. And then there are so many tools locally to help you. Like, for example, there's Resort Pass. There's this way that you could literally go into a hotel in your own hometown, stay there and for the day, and build up your portfolio, shoot content, meet the front desk, maybe even set up a coffee with the GM or the person on the marketing team, right? So people want to get into travel influencing, but they forget to start at home. They forget this local approach, especially when it comes to building out your portfolio, because travel is a very visual industry. So when you start pitching, people want to see your work. So you may want to be like, okay, I want to be a travel influencer, to which I say, you need to really build out that portfolio, because when it comes to making money in this space, production is it. So what do I mean by that? Content, selling your content to brands or licensing it, creating content for brands or hotel or tourism boards, website for their own marketing use, for their own trade shows. This is where I find that the big money is out when it comes to travel. Now, if you're looking to jump into the travel influencing world, I want you to ask yourself, if you had to pick one or two platforms at most to dedicate, which would those be? Because when you're first getting started, it's tempting to want to be on everything, but it's also very overwhelming and your time may be limited. So I want you to focus in also on the platforms that you're going to be on. Like, are you going to be doing YouTube versus short form versus blog, right? This will also help you decide how to plan out your content schedule, and that will also help decide what type of audience you are building. So if you're getting into this travel space and you're like, okay, I want to be a travel influencer, make those decisions around the platforms that you're going to water, right? Like they always say, the grass is green where you water it. You could literally be any type of influencer. You could be in the podcast space. You could be a Pinterest influencer. You could be YouTube. But you gotta focus and you gotta put love into one of those platforms. It's really hard to put them into all. Now, remember when I talked to you about content, how brands in the travel space love content, and that's where you're gonna see a lot of money from? I wanna also clarify that content can be in the form of written content. It doesn't always have to be like photos or videos. Take Brittany, for example. When she signed up to our program, she had 1,800 followers. You know, she was like, am I too small to pitch? Am I too small to reach out to brands? Not only was she able to get a 3-night hosted stay, which for her was a major win, she also got paid for 2 blog posts, right? The brand needed blog content and she was able to fill in that void. So again, if you are getting into the influencer world, in travel particularly, don't worry about your numbers. Don't let that hold you back in reaching out to brands. The most important thing you want to do is find what they need and offer that to them, similarly to like what Brittany did. Now, if you are a creator that wants to learn to pitch, wants to learn to work with brands, check out the link below and come to our next free live training. It is going to help you outreach to brands, know what to say, and it's going to teach you a lot of strategies to get you on your way in 2024 when it comes to pitching. Now let's talk money. We talked about monetizing through content. One thing that I think makes the travel influencer world really different than like being a pet influencer per se, or in a different niche, is that travel influencers can reach out to other brands and bring them along. So what do I mean? I had a creator that got like a $5,000 or $10,000 trip, you know, paid for by a hotel, or I believe it was a tourism board. I don't remember. And I remember she was like, okay, that's great and all, but free travel doesn't pay the bills. Like, this is wonderful. I got it for free, even though she didn't get it for free because nothing in life is free, but she was like, it's not paying the bills. So a strategy I think a lot of the travel influencers in my community learned is to bring brands with them. So it literally means like, hey brand, I'm going to be visiting this destination. Do you need content in this destination? Bringing brands with you as you travel, like physical products or sharing services or apps that you could do from abroad is also a really helpful technique. Now, if you're liking these tips so far, make sure you like our video. That lets YouTube know that you like it and you want more of it. And it also helps us here at Sidewalker to continue making these types of videos for you guys. Now, as an aspiring travel influencer, one thing I'm going to tell you is that not everything that you shoot is going to make it to the gram or to TikTok or to YouTube. How many of you have tons of content just sitting on a hard drive somewhere gathering dust, right? I always say not everything makes it to the gram, but the stuff on your hard drive or on your phone that's just sitting in there, that may be the stuff that hotels or tourism boards are interested in, because maybe the stuff you post on your own pages is like you, but the stuff that you have on your phone or hard drive is other types of content that you're not in, but that a hotel would love, right? So that's why I always tell creators in the travel space, Instagram is not your portfolio. TikTok is not your portfolio. As a travel creator, the biggest asset you can have is a proper portfolio. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you have that on your list as something to build out. And also when it comes to media kits and pitching as a travel influencer, you're gonna need that media kit. Make sure it really feels travel friendly, that you include imagery in your media kit that feels like a travel media kit. Now, these are all things that we show inside of our Pitching Brands Master Course. We show the media kits, we show the portfolios, we teach you how to put that together. So if you just wanna skip the line, take the program, you are gonna be able to get all the advice and all the tips that you need at your fingertips. Now, in the beginning of this video, we briefly talked about being an editor, treating your platform almost research-based, right? Like knowing that you don't have to visit every single destination. Well, here's the thing. If you're traveling, what I want you to do is pretend you're on assignment. Don't just go there and shoot everything. You're gonna be on your phone the whole time. You're gonna be miserable. Go there with a list of things that you plan to shoot. Like, these are the B-roll shots that I need. This is, these are the videos that I wanna produce while I'm there. 5 things to do at this destination, or where to eat, or whatever you're creating. Have that done before you even get there. That way, while you're there, you're shooting for that, and then you can enjoy your trip and you're not like glued to your phone the whole time. That is a huge and major helpful tip for aspiring travel influencers to make sure when they do travel, they know what they're gonna shoot ahead of time. And I can't say this enough, if you're just getting started in this space, make sure you network with people, right? Make sure you are in the networking space, that you're meeting other travel creators, that you're meeting brands in person, going to conferences. It is so helpful to schmooze in person, pass out those business cards, and meet brands in real life. Now, if you want to learn how to pitch to travel and tourism boards, you should watch this next video because it's very, very travel focused. That's going to help you do those travel and tourism board pitches. And I will see you guys in the next video.